Hi guys, uh, today topic about conditional statements in Python. In Python, what are the conditional statements in Python? Today we will discuss, and loop statements also we will discuss here. Uh, I will take a real example in conditional statements. In conditional statements means what is conditions? Conditions means you see an example for in job applications. There are some the company or government, they will send some conditions for qualification of her jobs, like conditions means like qualification and age limit and your details are also called as a conditional statement. Certain conditions, these are all conditions. When you write in the Python program, there are certain conditions is there. To overcome that conditions, we will use some conditional statements here. There are four types of conditional statements is there. I will explain later. Let's see the definition of the conditional statements here. uh, See, this is the conditional statement definition here. Conditional statements are used to make decisions in a program. They allow the program to execute certain code only if condition is true. Means it execute boolean functions. Conditional statement execute boolean functions true or false. If it is true, it will send true. It will analyze the boolean functions. There are certain contents is there. First one is about if statement, and next one if else statement, next one if else if statement, next one is nested if statement. Let's see the one by one definition here. What is meant by if statement? If statement means it execute when the condition it execute code only when the condition is true. It execute code only when the condition is true is called as a if statement. Let's see here definition. An if statement in Python is used to make a decision in a program. It checks a condition. If the condition is true, the code inside if runs. If the condition is false, the code skipped. The code is skipped. Let's see, here is an example. There is a syntax. Syntax means rules. Set of rules is called as a syntax. If syntax is wrong, they never give the correct output while running the program. The syntax is if condition statement. Here first you write if condition, next one statement is very important. Next one is about example here. Age equals to 20 if age is greater than 18. Print you are an adult. This is an example. This is called as an if statement. If statement means execute code only when the condition is true. Okay, this is called as a if statement. Let's see the example or practically here. If age is equals to, I have give 18, enter. If age is greater than or equals to 18, print you are an adult. Print you are an adult here. Print you are an adult. Let's see the running here. See here, it will show as a what is mean by if condition. If condition statements means it execute only, it execute code, it execute this code only when the condition is true, this condition is true, this age is greater than or equals to 18, this is a condition, this is a statement. This condition is, when the condition is true, it will execute code, it will execute code. This is called as a if statement, and you should write this way. Here is a give, here is an output, you are an adult, this is called as a output. This also, these are all called as a if statement here. Let's see the next one topic. If statement, you understand, it will execute only when the condition is true, that is called as a if statement. Syntax is also very important here. Let's see the next one statement. If else statement means, if else statements means choose between two options. Choose between two options is called as a if else statement. Here is let's see definition here. An if else statement is used to make a decision between two conditions. If the condition is true, the if block executes. If the condition is false, the else block will be executed. Let's see syntax. If condition statement 1, else statement 2. Example, number is equals to 10. This is an example. Okay, this is an example of if else statement. Let's write here. If else statement, if else statements mean it checks multiple conditions. Checks multiple conditions. Syntax, what is syntax? Syntax means set of rules. How should you give means if condition 1 and statement, next one else, next one statement 1 and 2. This is called as a syntax of the if else statement. We should more aware of the syntaxes. If syntax is any mistakes is there, it will not get correctly output when you writing the program. Let's see an example here. I will give x is equals to 2, and next one if x is greater than or equals to 0, print positive, else print negative, this is called as a let's see here what is output means. I have written one condition here, and it will go through the if block, and it will give x is a positive, means it will, if the condition if block going through if block, if the statement is true, it will give output x is positive. If it is not correct, then go to the next else block, and it will give x is a negative. This is called as a if else statement. This is all called as a if else statement. There are two important main. First one is if condition is there, and next one is else statement. It checks only multiple conditions. Is called as a if else statement. And let's see the next topic. If else statement means the if statement is used when a program needs to check multiple conditions. To check multiple conditions is called as a if statement. if checks the first condition. Here if checks the first condition, else if checks another condition. If the first is false, else runs when all conditions are false. If above if and else if conditions are false, then next one runs. Else runs when all the condition is false. All the conditions are false, then else condition all run. Let's see the syntaxes here. If condition 1 statement 1, else if condition 2 statement 2, statement 3, you can write any way, but syntax is proper way. Let's see here as definition here. Marks equals 75. If marks is greater than or equals 90, print grade A. Else if these are all example here. This is the else if statement syntax. Syntax is very important. What is meant by else if statements means it checks multiple conditions. You can give how much conditions you want. It will you give only the syntax proper way. This is called as an if else statement. If else if statements, let's see. I will take an example. Mark is equals to, I have give 85. Next one, if marks is greater than or equals to 90, print grade A. Next one, Elif marks is greater than or equals to 80, print grade B, else print grade C. This is called as an if block. If block only execute when the condition is true, that is called as a if statement. Else if else statement means it checks multiple, it checks between two options. Checks or choose between two options is called as a if else statement. And next one is a if else if statement means checks multiple conditions. First one, this condition here, marks greater than or equals to 19, this is a first condition, and this is if block, and go through the if block. If this condition is true, it will execute grade A. If the if block is false, then go to the if else statement, this condition, next one this condition, and go through the grade B, and it will give grade B as a output. Next one is else means if both above conditions are false, then go through the else block and it will give the grade C as an output. Let's run this program. What will give as an output? Let's see here. It will show as a grade B. Means first if block condition is false. Why? Because of marks I have given 85 only, but this is 90 is there, in condition is not satisfied, so this will skip. And next go through the else if block, it will go through marks is greater than or equals to 80, this condition is satisfied above marks, and give as an output of grade B. This is called as an if else if statement. If we give the conditions here, how much you want you can give here. In the conditions given, this you proper way or syntax is must very important when you write in the program. If you not correct giving syntax, it will show as an error, and it will not produce correct output, Let's see the next definition here. What is called as nested if statements means an if another if is called as a nested if statement. Nested if statement means, what is meant by nested if statements? A nested if statement means an if statement inside another if statement. It is used when we need to check multiple conditions step by step, is called as a nested if statement. Let's see the definitions, syntax, syntax and example. Here, if condition 1, if condition 2 statement. This is called as a nested if syntax and example. Here, this is an example. Let's see. Here, nested if statement. Nested if statements, and if, another if, and if inside another if, and if another if is called as a nested if statement. How should you write syntax means if condition if condition 1 and colon, and next one inside the if block we should give another if block. This called as a nested if statement here. And next one you should write any code here. This is called as a if nested if statement. Nested if statement should remain, don't read large definitions, only simply shortest way to knowing the to remaining the definitions means. What is nested if? Nested if means and if another if is called as a nested if. That is simple definition. And let's run the practical told practical example here. Age is equals to, I have given 25, I have given. Next one, if, next what you will give, if age is greater than or equals to, you are an adult, I have given. Okay, next one, this is not correct. What is nested if statements? An if another if is called as a an if another if means inside the if I have given first if statement and condition I have given greater than or equals to 18. This is my condition. And in if another if means inside the if statements I have given another if. This is called as a this is called as a another if. And I have given statements means print you are an adult, you are an adult, can drink alcohol. Okay, let's run this program. Nested if means and if another if is called as a nested if statements. Here you should see. Okay, age I have given here, age is equals to, first I have given if condition, and next one inside block I have given another if statement. Okay, let's run this. It will not work out here. This is called as an nested if statement. This is called as a nested if statement, and if another if is called as a nested if statement. Let's see the next topic, loop statements. What is mean by loop statements? Means loop statements are used to repeat a block of code multiple times until a condition is satisfied. Instead of writing the same code again and again, we use loops. There are two types of loops, for loop and while loop. For loop and while loop is there. These loop statements are used for loops helps avoiding writing the code again and again. Loops helps avoiding the code, writing the code again and again is called as a loop statements. Next one, types of loops means for loop and while loop is two types is there. Let's see one by one here. For loop, what is for loop? For loop means a for loop in Python is used to repeat a block of code for each item in a sequence such as a list, tuple, string or range. It is commonly used when you know how many times the loop should run. This is called as a for loop. Let's see syntax. For loop syntax is for variable in sequence statements. An example, this is an example. Here what is mean by for loop? For loop means to avoid writing the code again and again is called as a for loop. Loop statements we use in when you creating the any paragraphs, you should not write again and again some lines, and we should use short keys like copy and paste. That's like for loop statements will helpful here in the Python programming. How should write for loop means there is sequence for variable I sequence I sequence and statement here I have to give. I have given for variable I I means here variable for variable in. This is not I, this is in. And range, example means for I in range 3 I have given. And next one, print I, this is an example. for loop statements, let's see, for I in range, for I in range 3, for I in range 3 I have given print I. Let's run this program. Let's see here, this is 3 means it will count index of means 0, it will be counted. This one is 0 as 1 2 3, this all are 3 numbers. This is called as a for loop. For loop means when you should write give 100, it will give 100 and it will give 100 numbers. You don't need write the all numbers. This is called as a for loop statements. Here all 100 numbers is there. 100 numbers, this is called as a for loop statement. Syntax is very important when you writing the for loop statements. And next, see the next one is while loop statements. A while loop is used to repeat a block of code as long as a condition is true. The loop continues running until the condition becomes false. Means when you writing the code, it will checks when the condition is true until the program runs. That is called as a while loop statements. Here syntax is there. Syntax means while condition statements. Example, this is an example here. I is equals to 1, less than or equals to 5, print I is equals to I plus 1. Okay, this is an example here. When you writing the any programming in Python, you should must uh, aware of the syntax. If should not give correct syntax, it will give an error. I is equals to 1 I have given. Next one, while while x is less than is equals to 5, this is a condition. And next one, print I wait a minute here. Okay, print I print I while condition. While, this is a syntax. When you write in while condition, you should give while and I is less than or equals to 5, this is a condition. And print, and this is all statements. Let's run this program here. I have give this is an output of 5 elements. While loop, you should in for loop, same as you should give while loop, same you should write while loop. Okay, if in this I have give 5 elements, okay, I will give 10 elements. What is happening, let's see here. It will run in and it will show as an 10 outputs. We should give 100 also, it will give means 100 100 numbers it will give. There is no you should compare for loop and while loop here. What is mean, that is a for I in range, that range I should give here, that is means 2 lines, this is means 2 lines, but situation is very different. That will for loop, when you use, you should know how many times that run. This means that will, you don't know how many times it will give or run the conditions. This is called as a while loop here. And next one is about our topic, loop control statements. What is mean by loop control statements? Means loop control statements are used to control the flow of loops. They change the normal execution of a loop. In Python, there are 3 loop control statements: break, continue, pass. This is called as a 3 types of loop control statements. When the loop, if you want to stop, when you writing the loop, previous example there 2 5 is there, and we want to stop 3, we can give as a break, continue, pass. We can use, let's see one by one. Loop control statements. Break, the break statement is used to stop the loop immediately. What is mean by break? Break means it will stop the immediately loop, is called as a break. Continue means the continue statement is used to skip the current iteration and move to the next iteration, is called as a continue. Pass means the pass statement does nothing. It is used as a placeholder when a statement is required but no action is needed. This is called as a loop statements. Let's see, here is an examples here for break, continue and pass. This is called as a examples here. Pass, not pass, break, continue and pass. Let's see here an example. Wait a minute. Let's see this copy and go to VS Code and paste over here it. Okay, I should remove this and break. I have given loop control statement here means break. In this loop statements, I have used break. I wanted to stop only 3 numbers. I should use break here. In this, I should give break. If not give break, it will show, it will take as a okay, it will show as an error. Okay, I understand it. In this you should give or break also you should be given. It is called as a break, it will stop the breaks. And next one means you should give continue. Continue I have given means it will continue 0 to 5 elements, it will be continue. Let's see, it is it will not supported this one. Okay. Let's see, you should write this one, copy and paste. I should run this. Let's run this program. It will show 1 2 3 is not there and 4. It means, what is mean by continue? Current iteration it will be skip. This is called as a continue. And we should give here pass pass. I have given here pass. It will show here 1 2 3. Here above I will give continue, there is no 3, here is a 3 is there. This is called as a pass or loop statements. These are all called as a loop statements. These are all called loop statements. I have given what is conditional statements and loop statements and loop control statements. This is all. When you use conditions or loops, you should write these ones very shortly and read thoroughly. Okay guys, thank you.